Welcome back, everyone, to your favorite podcast, Bad Beats, coming at you from the River Radio Network here in Poplar, Bluff on this beautiful Friday, March the 20th. Bad Beats brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau, Pro Edge Properties, and the White House Bar and Grill. I'm your host, Colton Vancil. Joining me again this week, filling in for Rob, my old pal, Zack Stricker, man.
Hey.
Glad to have you again, man. Me and Rob, we both really appreciate you filling in, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, happy to be here again. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I mean, I know it was so much fun last week. Happy to jump in again. What a week it's been, you know. As you know, the sports world's been on absolute fire here lately.
Man, it's been great.
I mean, we've got local hoops, college hoops, PGA Tour golf, and, you know, I'm not really a baseball guy, but you know, I am proud to be an American. I know they had a little tough one this week. You know, I can give them the chant, you know, chant them on USA, USA, USA. I heard they had a heartbreaker, though. Did you get a chance to watch any of it?
I watched most of the World Baseball Classic, and I did watch that final the other night against Venezuela. It was a heartbreaker. We lost 3-2 in the ninth. Bryce Harper had a little heroics, hit that moonshot in the bottom of the eighth, 2-run home run to tie the game, but Eduardo Suarez, he drove a run in top of the ninth, and they ended up winning 3-2. Venezuela's loaded, man. Don't knock that team.
Right.
It's full of big leaguers. They got Ronald Acuna Jr., Luis Ariz, Wilson Contreras, Salvador Perez. They're loaded, man. So they like some of them other teams in the World Baseball Classic, you know, picking up guys off the street that, you know, that missed work for 2 weeks to come, you know, play on this team, you know.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I know. I was watching a clip of it. I guess there was an electrician that was a pitcher. Maybe he's done it a couple times.
Yeah, I can't remember what country it was, but he's pitching against Japan. And have thrown 4 and a third shutout innings against Japan, you know.
Yeah,
it was wild.
He's already back at work.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's watching like the rest of us.
What a deal. That's crazy. So, yeah, I saw the Japanese fans were like giving him a standing ovation and bowing to him, and they were just like, you know, they were like game recognized game, you know.
Right.
So that's funny. So I'm just kind of curious, you know, for the casual fan, is like the World Baseball Classic, is it a little more exciting than Major League Baseball postseason, or what are your thoughts there?
Man, that's kind of 2 different animals to me. I mean, that World Baseball Classic, it's every 3 years, and it's always fun cheering on any team USA and anything, but October baseball, man, it just hits different. But I mean, we won't know nothing about it for several years with our St. Louis Cardinals the way they are right now. So
I know.
We'll just have to remember back when and how things were, man.
Nice.
We won't get to experience none of that fun.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't the only thing that happened last week. You know, we had quite a few of these conference championship games that we got to recap. We had the release of the March Madness bracket. Maybe talk about some of the games that have wrapped up yesterday and today. We got to talk a lot about where we were right and where we were wrong. A couple of the NFL free agency news to kind of recap. And then before we go any further, you know, Colt, I got to give it to you. A little kudos. You picked the winner last week on the PGA Tour 2026 Players Champ was Cameron Young. He finally came through for you and got the job done.
He did, man. You know, I don't pick him every week, but you know, like you said, game really recognizes game. But yeah, he finally got it done for me. I could have picked any of the other 123 players in that field, but you know, I knew Cam Young was going to win. But, man, he just kept hanging in there on Sunday, and when there was time to pounce, he did. You know, he threw that dart in on the 71st hole there on 17, then he walked that birdie in to tie it. That nerd wearing the Skechers. And then on 18, you know, he hit that bomb down the middle, 375.
Absolute nuke.
Nuke is what it was. Yeah, and made par to secure the victory. But it was a good round, man. I was excited whenever I seen that he won. I was actually got one right.
That's cool. You know, it's just so hard to pick a winner on PGA Tours these days. And, man, you clearly know golf really good. You giving out any lessons anytime soon?
If you're taking lessons from me, something has severely went wrong with your game.
Well, I'm a little rusty, but, you know, heck, shoot.
Man, let's move on. Talk about the conference championships last week in the NCAA.
Nice.
You know, major conference winners, you know, Big Ten, Purdue, they won. And
I thought Michigan was going to get it. You know, it's just, you know, you look at the bracket, you think about the team that's dominated all year. And the Purdue, I know we were talking about Braden Smith last week. And I guess he just put the team on his back, got the job done. It's pretty cool. So.
Man, your pigs.
Pig. Woo! Pig Suey, baby. Yeah, I was pumped for him. What an accomplishment. That was huge. I mean, absolutely pumped for Darius Acuff Jr., of course, Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond III, Trevon Brazil.
Good squad, man. Good squad.
Pumped. Seemed to be gelling at the right time.
Right.
And we took care of business on Thursday, so we're still alive. We got a chip in a chair. Let's see what happens the rest of this deal. So.
No surprise that Duke and Arizona won ACC Big 12. No surprise there.
God, they look dominant, don't they? Both of them.
Duke.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, hold the phone there.
Sienna's calling.
Yeah.
Making me nervous.
SLU, they won the A10, and some of these mid-majors, Akron, Utah State, VCU, they won their conference. And
I was gonna say SLU. They lost to a last-second tip-in on Saturday to Dayton, and then Dayton played VCU in the championship. I was watching that game. VCU absolutely blew out Dayton to punch their ticket to the big dance. Maybe some people are saying the A10 wanted SLU to not win the championship, so they get two teams into the tournament. Nonetheless, VCU and SLU this week took care of business. It was pretty awesome to see them get the job done.
Talk about my man, St. John's here for a minute.
That's
Rick
exactly
Pitino.
right. Absolutely.
They won the Big East. They put it on UConn, man. It was unreal. I mean, they absolutely dominated UConn in that conference championship at MSG.
Yeah.
Different revenge game. About a month ago, UConn put it on them at home for 30. And Pitino wasn't letting up there tonight. No, you're getting this 20 burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting
You're
it,
back
man.
in my house, right? At Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great seeing that. I loved it.
What do you think about UConn? You think they're going to be a threat this postseason?
Man, they always are. Team's always solid.
Hurley's good.
He's very good coach. He'll have them boys ready to play. Absolutely.
It seems like those great coaches are really good about compartmentalizing losses. They just put it in put it to the side, forget about it. We're moving on to the next deal. What did Belichick always say?
We're on to whoever we're playing
Cincinnati,
next.
on to Cincinnati.
Whoever's playing next.
Moving on.
Moving on next week.
So, I like it. So, I'm going to say here, let me see here. Moving on down here to the big bracket, the field of 68 was released earlier. Did you fill out a bracket?
I did not, actually. I'm just so busy I couldn't get around to doing it,
I get it.
I did see this on the ESPN website. Out of 26,563,225,000, how many do you think are still good?
Oh my God.
4,662.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy
then I looked at the women's. Listen to this. This is how wild this is. There's still 2,057,000 and 78 perfect brackets in it.
Dang.
And 1,420,455 busted.
Yeah.
That's wild that there's still 2 million perfect women's brackets back, man. That's crazy to me, man.
Yeah. So was that 3.4 million filled out for the women and 26.5 for the million?
30 million filled out for
30
the men,
million for the men. Nice. Yeah. It's that time of year. Everyone's making their picks, submitting them, and it's fun to see who's going to come out on top for sure.
One seeds, Michigan, Arizona, Duke, Florida.
Yeah.
Felt like they all deserved it.
Yeah, I don't know that there was a whole lot of controversy there.
No.
It seemed like they all kind of separated themselves throughout the year.
I felt like the committee, man, when they were making that bracket, they wanted to make Duke prove they're the best team in the country to get there. I mean, they got a tough one to get there, man, the Final Four. I mean, they got to beat Kansas or St. John's. Who else is in there? There was another squad in there. It was tough, too.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Speaking of Illinois, the Fighting Illini, Brad Underwood, man, they're solid, aren't they? I mean, talk about this team.
Fun to watch.
Where's he finding these guys? Have you looked at their roster? I mean, he's getting all these studs from across the pond in Europe and Russia and all over the place. I don't know. How's he do it?
I don't know.
I mean, what is he like? I'm convinced he's like a Russian spy or like an MI6 agent. What are your thoughts?
Man, at first glance, if you turn them on the TV, they look like Croatian Olympic team.
They do.
Yeah, they're all, like you said, from across the pond. But, man, they're a solid squad. I love watching them play.
Yeah. I know one of the guys that caught my eye, I loved back in the day, Peja Stojakovic. I know his boys on the team.
Yes.
Sharpshooter, absolute sniper out there. Fun to see him get up and down the court.
Yeah, Andrei Stojakovic, he's a bucket.
Absolutely. Do you remember those Kings teams that his dad was on?
Dude,
Maybe like Chris Webber, Vlade Divac. Jayhawk.
Yeah, it was Paja. Well, Mike Bibby, point guard.
Yes.
Doug Christie, Paja, Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, Hito Turkaloo off the bench.
That's right.
Gerald Wallace, and Bobby. Dang it,
Was
what's
it
his
Bobby
name?
Jackson?
Bobby Jackson. Yeah,
I remember,
Bobby Jackson off the bench.
I remember watching those NBA highlights whenever I'd wake up and on a Saturday and just watch SportsCenter over and over and over and over again. I was always a huge Kings fan.
Yeah.
I was like,
I always wanted one of them jerseys, one of them black and purple jerseys.
Yep, absolutely.
I
I wanted
always
some of those
wanted
Chris
them,
Webber
man.
Dada shoes,
Yeah.
the ones that would like reflect. You know, I love those things. I need to get online and find some of those for sure. Absolutely. So, yeah, wow, we just hit the Wayback Machine right there.
kidding,
Holy
man.
cow, it's got me shook up a little bit. Hang on, let me kind of let me refocus here. So let's try to recap some of these first round games. I know there were a couple upsets and some really close calls,
Yes.
but we've got to break down these Cinderellas that are still alive. What about High Point? What about VCU? Wild games. Talk about High Point first.
Man, I was talking to K-Hut a couple weeks ago about High Point, and I said, watch out for them in the tournament. Them boys can score.
I know.
And they're a little undersized, but they can play, man. They come at you.
Absolutely.
And,
they shoot the three ball really good, right?
They do. Very good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And VCU last night, down 16 at one point, and we kind of quit paying attention to the TV. We were at the Train Club meeting, and it was on behind me.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that locked up. Turned around, and it's overtime. What is going on here?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. It was
a wild collapse. It was just like North Carolina was playing not to lose the game, and it seems like in any sport that you play, if you have that mentality, it's like that rope starts slipping out of your hands real quick, and you're like, oh
you
no,
lose,
oh
you lose
no.
that tug of war.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So, some of the teams did really good yesterday. Caught my eye, obviously. Michigan dominated. Arkansas. Did you hear this? I don't know. Speaking of Arkansas, did you know that pigs can fly? Well, in Portland yesterday, there were reports. People were saying there were a bunch of wild hogs flying around the Moda Center, and the Razorbacks had 11 dunks on Hawaii. Throwing oops and getting up above the rim. That's how I like to play. It's how I like to watch basketball. You know, everyone's shooting the three these days. The dunk's not dead. The dunk ain't dead.
But flying pigs. Jesus. So, like I said, High Point knocking off Wisconsin, that was big. My Ohio, they proved themselves. They proved they're supposed to be there with that 10-point win over SMU. Duke struggled.
That was in the first four, right?
Yes.
Right. Yep.
TCU sent Ohio State home. Did you see that?
Yes. Wow. That was an early game yesterday, right? I was trying to keep up with that.
1-2, a big upset there. Duke struggled with Siena, held them off. So, do you know who coaches Siena?
I've been hearing his name dropped a couple of different times. Is that Jerry McNamara from Syracuse? One of Jim Boeheim's old boys? Holy cow. What was that game? 7 overtime? 6 overtime? It was a bunch.
Against Georgetown, wasn't it?
That was wild.
Yeah,
was that at the Garden? Maybe?
was.
That's what I was
It was
thinking.
at the Garden,
Probably Big East Championship or tournament, probably. It would have had to be, right?
Yeah, it was sweet. It was a classic. I remember that.
Absolutely. We need to watch that game one of these days.
McNeese, they give Vanderbilt fits until they fell apart in the last few minutes of the game. But that was a lot closer game than the score showed. And Illinois and SLU, they absolutely dominated. I expected Illinois to smash Penn. I did not expect SLU to beat Georgia like that. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. That looked like, did Georgia bring their football team?
I don't know, but I know I got a text message last night after that game, and it said, so SLU's the best at basketball now, apparently? I guess.
I know that Schwartz runs like a really complex offense, but, man, he had the boys of Georgia
they did, and they looked good.
I was watching that game. I guess one of their guards, though, had a great night. He had like 32 points. He was doing everything he could. Hopefully, I don't know if he's, entered the transfer portal, but, if you can drop 30 in an NCAA game, you might be able to play for Hogs.
Team. Kentucky got a huge overtime win today over St. Clara.
I heard about this.
All right, so Santa Clara hits a 3 with 2 seconds left. Kentucky inbounds it, gets it to half. Bank off backboard.
No.
Sends it to OT. Yeah.
No. If you're a coach and you're Santa Clara, do you foul right there, or do you just roll the dice?
In the tournament, I do for sure. Yeah, I'm foul. I'm making you shoot.
You just make sure he doesn't shoot, not like a continuation, like foul him on the down dribble,
I'm
something like
fouling
that.
you as soon as you inbound it. Yeah, you're not getting a 3 off.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you at the free throw line. You're not gonna beat me for 3. Yes.
Jeez.
Wright State and Virginia today they gave them fits, but Virginia ended up surviving, and Alabama took Hofstra to the woodshed. I seen that earlier. They beat them down. And I hadn't checked any other games.
Seems like Bama, once they get rolling, they're for real.
Did you see where their second leading scorer got arrested earlier in the week?
I think I did see something about
felony drug charges.
Jeez, wow. That's not the first time they've had some controversy in Alabama on one of their basketball teams, right? Ooh, what's up, Brandon Miller?
So, do you think High Point's going to keep pace with your Hogs tomorrow night?
I think if we guard the 3 line, keep them grounded, hopefully, put Billy Richmond on that old boy that shoots nothing but threes, maybe we can hang around and figure out a way to get to the second weekend.
He made a layup, his first 2-pointer of the season.
Tell me about this. I saw some stuff on this.
So he's like 65 of 140 or something from 3 this season. 0 of 5. He's 1 of 5 now. Hits a layup, a game winner like yesterday. It's pretty cool, man.
That is pretty
It was
wild.
awesome.
Yeah, I wish back whenever I played ball, I wish Coach would let me shoot that much.
Nothing but
Oh shoot.
Move on. Talk about our little picks and stuff from last week.
Yeah.
As we discussed earlier, show started. Cam Young won the Players Championship.
Way to go. I mean,
13 under. I mean, who'd you have? Aberg?
Yep. I had Ludwig, and again, he started out the week really hot. I know this time a week ago he was on absolute fire. He was in first place at the end of Friday. On Saturday, he continued to hold the lead. Wasn't a super dominant performance on Saturday, but he continued to stay in line to be the overnight 54-hole leader, right? And then they played the front 9, finished 10. He's got a 2-shot lead, and I think he wipes one on 11 right in the middle of the pond. And I thought, Ludwig. He was playing like North Carolina. So that one slipped away. But I still look for him to have a pretty solid year. I mean, God, he's got such a pretty swing, and it's just you look back a couple months ago, he wasn't playing all that great. Now he's starting to vibe a little bit. So hopefully he can build off of it. A lot of times you start cashing $1 million checks. That gives you a little confidence.
Cam Young, he probably gonna take off this weekend. I seen where he won $4.5 million there.
Jeez, I think I'd take off too if I could.
Take off a couple weeks. Moving on to NASCAR. If you guys remember last week, Rob, his pick was Denny Hamlin, and he come out with a checkered flag.
Oh, kidding! Way to go, Rob! Heck yeah!
RB14 throwing a NASCAR win out there.
Nice.
I had Tyler Reddick, and he finished 13th. Pretty lame finish there for me. But
he's had a pretty solid year, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you were telling me he's dominant.
Yeah, he's won 3 out of 5 races now.
Jeez.
Do a little NFL talk here. Do something a little different. Who is your winners and losers in free agency?
Yeah, I'm again. We touched on it a lot last week. I think the biggest winners for me, just from my perspective, really like what the Raiders are doing. I know that there was they've stolen the headlines this offseason so far in the free agency and trade talks with the whole Max Crosby deal. Haven't heard a whole lot of more news on that particular thing. I know that I've seen that the Raiders signed a bunch of key pieces on defense, a couple of linebackers from,
I'm glad
from
Crosby's
Georgia.
Getting to stay in over Vegas, man. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm pumped for him too. We're gonna hopefully, anymore now. You see a lot of those teams go from worst to first in the division. Not saying that they can, because I know those 3 other coaches in that division are absolutely brutal. But I don't know that people are gonna get the schedule out and just look at the Raiders and think, all right, that's a dub.
Yeah, that's a dub. Yeah, I hope things get turned around out there. I'd like to see them do some winning.
That would be sweet. So what about you? Anybody catching your eye, make some big moves?
To me, Kansas City, stealing Kenneth Walker III from Seattle.
Huge.
That one's big. San Fran getting Mike Evans. That's a big one. My Detroit Lions signing Pacheco.
Yeah.
I know he's been
be
down.
huge for you.
If he stays healthy, man, that'll be great. And anybody who did any deals with the Miami Dolphins this offseason, anybody got any deals with them, they were a winner.
Wow. It's like
My losers are the Miami Dolphins.
checks out.
Hell, there might be a spot for me and you on the team come this summer. Training camp. We might be on there.
Jeez, I need to go find my shorts. Get ready to go. Get game ready.
Man, Dallas hasn't done anything this offseason.
Yeah, Jerry Jones taking too many naps or something.
guess,
What's he
man,
doing?
yeah.
He's been too busy watching his Hogs basketball team play. That's what's got him distracted. All right, I got it. Yeah.
And my biggest loser this offseason is Jacksonville Jags.
Yeah.
They have lost players. They've not replaced any. I guess Travis Hunter's going to play all 11 spots. I don't know. I don't know.
All 11 spots on both sides of the ball?
I guess. I don't know what they're doing.
Wow, let's try that, Ryan David.
Yeah, Ryan David, man. Tell me what your boys are doing. Yeah, it's unreal, man. Like, so they have done nothing. I was moving on here.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit NBA, right? I know, we kind of wrap up in NFL talk. I know NBA, we don't talk about it a ton, but there's still, especially this time of the year, it's a little bit sleepy. But what about the MVP race? What's
It's
going on
starting to
there?
heat up. I was looking at the other day. It's actually not even close when you look at it.
Yeah.
SGA is minus 2,000.
Jeez.
And then the next
Minus
closest.
2,000?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty juicy there, ain't it? But, I mean, the dude's good. I mean, what was that stat I seen the other night? He's got, what was it? He had so many games, like 25 points or something consecutive. I can't remember what it was. It was wild.
Consistent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but the next closest was like Luka Doncic in second with like he was like plus 1,700 and Wemby was like plus 3,300. So somehow I might sprinkle a little money on that. That dude is legit.
He's interesting to watch,
Yes.
right? He's just so
Yes.
long, and man, he can
Yes.
shoot it, and he can rebound, and he can distribute.
Do it all,
Yeah,
man.
it's
it's
you think,
unreal.
Where do you see his career arc? Does he end up in the conversation of one of the best all time?
I mean, he keeps going like he is, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. A lot of those big guys, they got to stay healthy, right?
Right, yeah,
You got to
yeah.
focus on them feet,
Yeah,
make sure
let's
they're.
see about year 7, his feet and knees are holding up.
Right.
You know, a little guy named Yao Ming, it didn't work out so well for him about
Exactly.
year 7.
I'm trying to think who were some of that. Was a guy out in Portland that had all the from Ohio State.
Greg Oden.
Yeah.
Greg Oden,
That's
yeah.
why I always think about those big guys. I just wish them nothing but the best.
Right.
Obviously, take care of yourself and your feet for sure. Coming from a couple of experts, we both have a little bit of problem with gout, right?
Terminal gout.
Exactly. Yeah. So be careful. Watch what you eat, watch what you drink, all that good stuff. Jeez, what a deal. What about this news I heard about Cade Cunningham, Detroit Pistons?
Yeah.
Did I hear he had like a collapsed lung?
I seen that too.
Yeah, so he's going to miss a little bit of time. I hate that for the Pistons, man. They're having a heck of a year. I noticed they were leading the East.
Yes.
Speaking of a collapsed lung, I know that you had hurt your ribs a little bit here recently. How's that whole situation doing?
They're shaping up now. I'm doing a lot better,
Good.
but I'm starting to where I can get around a lot better now. But man, earlier this week I got some Roundup in my eye at work.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, painful too. I mean, it's right up there with the cracked rib. Ooh, yeah, it was bad, man.
You can't catch a break.
No, I can't. It's just today. It's really starting to feel better. It's not hurting anymore.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
that
that's
straight shot of Roundup in the eye. It was not fun.
Is that like diluted at all?
No.
And is this
No.
the same type you can buy at like Walmart? Or-
No.
Oh no. So this is the heavy duty stuff. Oh goodness. That just gave me a chill. Holy smokes. Whew.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I guess we are, let's switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about something that caught my eye. One of my friend's sons was playing on the Kansas Jayhawks baseball team this year. Poplar Bluff's own Cannon Carr. He got the start on Wednesday, and he threw 4 scoreless innings and got the win over the Mizzou Tigers. So it's pretty pumped up for him and his family. The Jayhawks bats came alive, I think, in the second inning. They hit a dinger, helped him get build the lead and kind of set them up for success. And they were able to save some arms, so everyone is available to them this weekend against Houston. So good luck to the Kansas Jayhawks this season. I hope they can get hot down the stretch and hopefully make a deep run to the Big 12 NCAA tournament later this summer. You know, maybe they might even make it to Omahogs. Oh, I meant Omaha. That's right. That's right.
Arkansas nonsense. We're going to start losing viewers and listeners.
Okay. I'll quit.
What's the best thing you saw this week?
Yeah. Let me just take a peek here. I know the best thing. Let me see here. The best thing that I saw this week was the Lady Raiders basketball team. So I know that they had their bracket release. They had the selection show. Three Rivers Lady Raiders won the region 16 championship last Friday night over the State Fair Community College, and they received a 12 seed in the big dance for the NJCAA Women's National Basketball Tournament. So that tournament's bounced around a few times. Used to be out in Texas, maybe out in Wyoming. This year it's a little closer to home, Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I think next Wednesday at 2:30 Central Time, they are going to take on Monroe Community College. So good luck to our Lady Raiders.
Is that going to be on ESPN Plus? Possibly?
I think so. If you have ESPN Plus, you'll be able to search it up and watch our Lady Raiders here and Coach Wiggs and maybe get the
another
win.
great year, dude. Great coach, even better dude, man. Him and Lady Raiders, man, they're just getting it, man. Didn't I see where he just got like his 150th career win? Or something?
That was earlier this year.
Yeah.
I had to look it up. I was wanting to make sure I was prepped for this show, and I was thinking, man, Coach Wiggs, I know he just absolutely dominated since the day he's got to be able to call the shots. And I was looking at his career records. He took over in the 2020-2021 season, and his career record since then is 158-22.
Really?
158-22. What a run. 87% winning percentage. Kudos to Coach Wiggs, Lady Raiders. Good luck next week at the national tournament.
Bring it home. We're rooting for you.
I'm ready to put some hard work in.
Heck
yeah. Let's go, Lady Raiders. So.
With that being said, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors, and then we'll be back to talk a little PGA Tour, college hoops, and our NASCAR picks for this week.
Perfect.
I'm Kenny Johnson with ProEdge Properties, a local real estate investment company specializing in commercial and residential rentals. We buy properties in all conditions, the good, the bad, the ugly. Call us today if you're looking to sell or find a clean, affordable place to rent. 573-718-7810.
Formerly members only, now welcoming everyone. The White House Bar and Grill in Poplar Bluff is your new neighborhood dive bar, serving cold beer, a full selection of spirits, and a laid-back, intimate atmosphere. Great drinks, good company, and a seat waiting just for you.
Talk with Keith Parker, your local insurance agent at Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business coverage, he's here to help you achieve your goals. Trust Keith Parker and the long-standing reputation of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for all your protection needs.
Welcome back to Bad Beats, everybody. I'm going to dive in and talk a little NASCAR now. The Cup Series is making a stop at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina this weekend for the Goodyear 400. Denny Hamlin, he's the early favorite at plus 500, followed up by Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson at plus 600. Rob, he shot me some of his picks he liked this morning, and he likes Tyler Reddick for the overall winner. And I'm going to go with last year's winner and last week's winner. He won last year at Darlington. He won the race last week. Rob's pick, Denny Hamlin. I'm going to take him plus 500 this week.
Nice. A little back-to-back action.
Back-to-back year, back-to-back week. I'm going to go with that.
There we go. I like it. You know what? Give me I was looking at the racers. I don't know much about it, but go ahead and give me a Brad Keselowski this week. I just love saying that guy's name. So was he in the 6 car? Is that what I'm saying? Nice. Go ahead and lock him in for me.
He's plus 2,700. Maybe you hit a lick on it and go buy me a steak next week.
We'll have to see for sure.
PGA, they're at the Innisbrook Resort and Golf Club for the Valspar Championship this week. Just before we come in here, currently tied for the lead was David Lemsky and Sanjay M. at 8 under, followed by Chandler Blanchett at 7 under. Current favorites is Sunjay M at plus 440. I'm going to take Matt Fitzpatrick plus 750 to win. He's currently at 6. Tied for 6th at 5 under.
Oh, so now you like his Skechers. Is that what? Yeah, absolutely. Smoke him earlier in the show, and now you're all over him. Okay, I got you.
RB14, he said he liked Jordan Spieth to win. He was tied for 20th at 3 under today.
Nice.
He's already finished.
I'd love to see Spieth get back into the winner's circle.
Yeah, man,
I've always been a
great.
huge fan of him. I know he's starting to trend back toward Jordan Spieth of old, that 2020 or 2015 version of him winning majors, U.S. Opens, and Masters, slipping on green jackets. I'd love to see him back.
Yeah, it'd be good for golf too, man. It'd be great for golf.
Absolutely. So speaking of the Valspar, they're playing the Copperhead course this week out in the Tampa area, and a guy that I really like, I know from watching the coverage over the years, just being a huge golf fan, that course is, it seems like ball strikers, like certified ball strikers, guys that keep it in the fairway, hit a lot of greens. It can get a little spicy around there. So I don't know, I haven't check the weather down there, but a lot of times it's really firm and fast. It seems like it's not that birdie fest that we see all the time. We're trying to scrape out pars and not make any bogeys, definitely not any double bogeys. A guy that I like in those kind of U.S. Open type conditions is a guy named Corey Connors. He hits it on a string.
Canadian,
He's a Canadian, that's right. He hits it on a string, hits a bunch of greens. He's not known to be one of the greatest putters on tour, but if he can just get it hot enough, I like to see him come through.
Get warmed up.
I think I look for him to be involved this weekend for sure. So another story that I like this week, I noticed a young guy named, it's 18 years old, named Blades Brown. I've noticed his name pop up a little bit this year on the PGA Tour. I know they were out west in the California area earlier this year. He had a great run. He even played maybe in the final group on Sunday. I noticed that a couple weeks ago down in Puerto Rico, he had a great finish where he finished at 3rd. He cashed out $276,000. Colt, what would you have done with $267,000 big ones back when you were 18?
We can't talk about it on here, I can tell you that.
Oh, okay. After the show. I like it. I'm even more intrigued now.
We got a ton of NCAA basketball this weekend.
Yeah.
Got any games you like tonight or tomorrow?
I'm going to kind of let you dive into the details on the upcoming games, but a couple of teams that I do like tonight is Mizzou Tigers. I think they're going to figure out how to beat Miami. That's basically a home game. I don't know who at Mizzou or which cronky bribed the NCAA to let them have a home game in the NCAA tournament while we're out in Portland. What was that all about? I don't know. It is what it is. We'll get into that at another day. But I like to see them win, and they'll take care of business against Miami. Yeah. And let's see who else. Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to that early game, that SLU Michigan game. Yeah. I can see SLU get dominated, but I'm
That's
a huge
only
fan,
12 and a half.
so,
I just looked at that. It's only 12 and a half, so it might be a ball game. Who knows?
I know SLU's known for having about 7 different guys average in double figures, so they're a deeper team. God, if they try to pin their ears back and run with Michigan, I don't know if that'll be a good thing or not. So I don't know what all Schwartz has planned for his Billikens, but hopefully he's in the lab cooking up something good.
Yeah, hopefully. I want it to be a good ball game, not a blowout. We'll see. We'll see.
And then again, I'm just going to keep my eye on the High Point Arkansas game tomorrow night. I know that's a super, super late tip-off, but I'll burn the midnight oil. I may have to put on another pot of coffee to see the end of that one.
Right.
But, obviously you're going to try to watch every second of that game and root on my Hogs, but enough of that. I've just been wearing everybody out the last couple of weeks. You're telling me go away with all this Arkansas talk, so I get it. Let's move on to Colts deep dives this week.
Tonight I like St. John's minus 10.5 against Northern Iowa.
Northern Iowa, we talked about them last week, right? I'm excited for that game. I'll have to take a peek at that whenever we get wrapped up here for sure.
Missouri Valley Conference champs. And I know it's March and anything can happen, but they just average 60 points a game.
Right.
St. John's, they put up 82. They're a more athletic team. I think they're going to run them out of gym tonight. I don't think it's a ball game at all. Give me St. John's in the points. Talked about this game just a minute ago, Missouri-Miami. I also like Mizzou getting the points. Like you said, it's in St. Louis. It's practically a home. Going to be plenty of black and gold in the crowd.
That's right.
But these teams, they're kind of a mirror image of each other. Neither one of them defend the arc real well. They both shoot a ton of threes. So it might be a high-scoring affair, too. You might be looking like an 88-90 score, final score here or something.
That'd be fun.
So, yeah, give me Mizzou in the plus 1.5. I'll definitely take that.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, Duke and TCU. TCU coming off that big upset over Ohio State. And like I said, Duke, they went 12 rounds with Siena, but after that shaky performance, I look for Duke to come back and easily cover that 11.5.
Yeah.
I look for John Shire to have them boys ready to go.
What do you think that locker room was like at halftime?
I'm assuming it was quiet. There was a lot of yelling going on from John Shire. That's what I assume.
I'd love to have been a fly on the wall on that deal. Holy smokes, I bet they got lit.
My bad beat yesterday, I had Duke, Michigan State, McNeese, and who else was in there? Had Duke, Michigan State, McNeese, and somebody else. Anyway, McNeese hung with, like I said, they hung with Vanderbilt all day.
Yeah, were they leading at halftime?
They were down 2.
Okay.
Yeah, they had led.
But they had led some in the first half. Okay,
yeah, McNeese busted my parlay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was bad. Rob, he sent me his hoops picks for the week. He likes Iowa State to cover the 24.5. They won by 30. Let's see here. Yeah, 108-74. They covered.
Nice.
He had Miami, Ohio plus 13.5. They're getting blew out by 21 right now.
Ooh.
He had Utah State in the points. So Rob hitting 2 out of 3 there this week. Congratulations, my friend.
Nice.
Well, that about wrap things up for us on this Friday. Another shout out to our sponsors, Missouri Farm Bureau, Pro Edge Properties, the White House Bar and Grill. I want to thank everyone for tuning in again this week. Zach, again, thank you.
Thank you.
Filling in again this week. Can't say thank you enough, my friend. Shout out to our producer, Tim Hicks.
Absolutely,
You're great every week,
yes.
my friend.
Awesome.
Man, wishing everyone a great weekend. Get out and enjoy some sports.
Heck yeah, absolutely. There's a full slate of it this weekend. I'm super pumped. I know there's a ton to look forward to. Weather's starting to get a little bit better this time of year. It kind of tricked us on Monday, but back to business here this weekend. So everybody get outside and enjoy some sunshine, watch a little bit of hoops. Colt, again, thank you guys for having me. Tim, thank you. Make sure to extend the thanks back to Rob as well for letting me sit in his chair. I kept it warm. So he'll be back next week, and I'm pumped to continue to listen to the show. Enjoy some of those Sweet 16 matchups for next week. I know whenever you guys recap the show, you guys will be talking about Sweet 16, Elite 8 matchups. You guys will make recap all the picks from this week. And you guys will pass on a few more of our bad beats. So thank you guys again. My name's Zack Stricker. He's Colton Vancil, and this is the Bad Beats Podcast. Thank you guys.